Before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a favour. Number 1, get this video to at least 200 likes. Also comment, let me know your thoughts on the case. 18-year-old Luke Bellfield was a promising young boxer, whom had his whole future ahead of him. He could have probably gone to the Olympics or became a professional. Now he was a known figure in Leigh despite his age, but he made a foolish mistake and the consequences proved fatal. On February 26th of 2021, Luke Bellfield from Eastwood had been preparing for a post-lockdown festival with his mates. They had just bought the tickets. At about 5 p.m, Luke and his two mates, at least one of them was armed with a machete, had ventured out into Old Leigh when he happened to bump into 19-year-old Alfie Pollard. The two men had animosity between each other, and the two men then began to exchange words. Bear in mind, there was Luke on one side with his two mates, and then Alfie Pollard by himself. Now the conversation turned into an argument, words were exchanged, and it began to become heated, resulting in Luke not backing down. Now it was reported that Luke then pulled out a blade and chased Alfie Pollard along with the two mates down the high street and into an alleyway. CCTV then captured Luke actually making a wild swing with his blade in the direction of Alfie. Thankfully, Alfie managed to dodge it. Now, due to Luke producing a machete, Alfie being outnumbered, he pulled out a flick blade and retaliated, more so in defence. Anyway, Alfie's weapon connected with Luke in the chest. Now, throughout the commotion, Luke was front and centre. Now, maybe it was sheer adrenaline, but after Luke received a wound to the chest, him and his two mates continued to scratch and claw their way towards Alfie, whom had retreated, screaming for people to move out the way as he ran. Luke and his mates were then caught on CCTV exiting the alleyway before Luke threw his machete over the fence. Now, it finally set in that Luke had been injured, and noticing that the wound was actually serious, Luke began to scream and beg people for help. His two friends then took Luke to the hospital. Once at the hospital, Luke was given emergency surgery, but sadly, the blade had torn through Luke's heart, and despite the best trauma team available and their best efforts, Luke was pronounced dead the same day. Now, as for Alfie Pollard, he was detained on March 2nd, 2021, on suspicion of DM. He did admit to using a flick blade on Luke, but he claimed self-defence. During the court case, witnesses says they heard the words "shank him, shank him, shank him," possibly Luke's friends egging Luke on. As already described, as moments later, Luke then pulled out his machete, and again he was willing to use it. Alfie Pollard was sentenced to 5.5 years for his role in this tragic incident. To be frank, this was a avoidable situation. All they had to do was walk past each other. However, condolences to Luke Bellfield's family. Stay safe.